because speaking of WWE, it looks as if the company is not slowing down from breaking records after its sale to Endeavor. It has been reported that SummerSlam has already sold 32,000 tickets, even though the event is 4 months away. According to the Sports Business Journal, this is the largest one-day sale for any stadium event outside of WrestleMania in company history. How do you feel about that metric, and how do you feel about the excitement surrounding WWE SummerSlam?
I'm a little bit surprised.
Mm,
It's in Detroit this year, correct?
yes, yes, ma'am.
Probably has to do with A, the location, because, like, when's the last time they've been to Detroit? That's a pretty significant area to go to. A. B. WrestleMania was really polarizing, and I'm actually surprised because I would think that most people were like, not that it was a bad WrestleMania, it wasn't, but I would just think that some people might have like thought again about do they want to go to a show to get pissed off or not. But it all depends on were you a Cody fan or a Roman fan that night, I guess.
Right.
Um, I'm actually just surprised and taken back. Then again, their shows haven't been, from at least what I'm hearing, because I'm so boycotting for the month. They pissed me off that much. I had expected, you know, that there wasn't going to be as many people, but due to what I'm hearing with the shows being better, maybe they're doing something right.
Mm.
Maybe something that I'm not seeing, but maybe this controversy is better because maybe people are seeing long term down the line that there's something more promising that they're going to do with WWE. I don't know, but what do you think contributed to these numbers? Because I don't have an answer for this.
So I think the first thing is definitely the location. We haven't seen a WWE of this. We haven't seen a WWE event of this magnitude since WrestleMania 23, which was in 2007, which is a little bit over 15 years ago. So I think that that's
2007, Jesus.
so I think that definitely has contributed to it. I know we're old, but
Yeah.
I think that's one reason. I feel like another big reason, and it's funny because I was listening to Sir Wilkins, and he was saying something regarding the Cody and Roman thing. He said that Cody losing at Mania was probably the best thing that could have happened to that story because there's too much money in Cody being a face, and there's too much money in the long term storytelling of Cody versus Roman. He said that if Cody would have won the belt at Mania, a month later, he would have been Cody from AEW. That was getting significantly booed. The fans would have turned on him because he would have been considered boring. And I was like,
Mm.
that makes sense. So I feel like it's a couple of factors. I think that people wanting to see Roman lose is one factor.
Mm.
I feel like wanting to see Cody have a redemption story is another thing. But I also feel like the other big factor are a couple other factors. Location, as I previously mentioned, this Trish Stratus Becky Lynch storyline, I think, is another factor. I think that Sammy and KO is another factor. And just the fact that it's a stadium show and it's the summertime. Like, this is SummerSlam, this is Detroit. Once again, an event of this magnitude hasn't happened. And to be completely honest, an event of this magnitude hasn't happened with such probably good weather, right? And while I'm on the topic of stadium shows, because they were talking, the internet, as ignorant as it is, um, tried to come at WWE for SummerSlam in Nashville, and they were like, "Well, they didn't even sell out. They didn't even sell out Nashville. It was only 40,000 people. Only 40,000 people. Last time I checked, 40,000 is more than 20,000, which is how many people you can fit in an arena. One, two, the optics of a stadium, even if it's only packed on one side, it's a much better visual than a packed arena on two sides. It's a bigger venue in scope. You can do more. And three, like you're bringing in more people. If you brought in 30,000 people as opposed to 20,000 people, you now have a bigger event in a stadium than you would have in an arena because of how many people turned out. So I just had to clear that up because people really be out here talking about was SummerSlam a success? They only put 40,000 people. That's about 39,999 more people than you've ever put in any building. So yeah, I would say it's successful. So, but that's all that I had to really, really say about SummerSlam. You had anything to add?
No, that's actually a good way to look at it. All right. You actually sold me on it. I might actually start watching again, guys.
I've converted the God of Revenge to rewatch. Uh, I've converted the God of Revenge to rewatch WWE. But we want to know how you guys feel about SummerSlam. 32,000 tickets in a day. That's crazy. We want to know how you feel about it. What contributed to this happening? But we're moving on. So